Alright, this is my Highland Trail bike that I just finished a couple days ago, so it's still a little bit dirty. The chain's the only dry thing in the Highlands right now. I'm going to show you what I packed to get around the Highland Trail in 5 days. So starting with the bike, it's a Canyon Exceed, hardtail, carbon frame. I did run SRAM AXS with a 30 tooth on the front, which I'm really happy about. Having that small chainring was one of my VIP pieces of kit. The tires were Vittoria Mezcal and I ran inserts, which again is something that I'm super happy with because I actually didn't have any punctures or flats along the whole route, which seems kind of impossible. So really happy with the bike. Ergon saddle, Ergon grips, these are the 3-finger ones, and then I also put a bit of bar tape around the middle just to give me an extra hand position on this few bits of gravel. Okay, this is the cockpit. Pretty basic, just really the computer, quad lock if I need it. I did run a dynamo. I wouldn't have bought a dynamo for this event at all. I don't think it's necessary, but I have one, so why wouldn't I use it? So the computer stayed charged the whole time, and so did that light, so that was really nice. Top tube peg. Very smelly pair of gloves there. Lots of snacks. Ooh, half-eaten Cliff Bar. Snacks, headphones, charger for headphones. I tried to keep kind of the snacks to be the closest, most available thing as I went, as well as the gloves. And then there was the second top tube bag, and this one's got my main light for riding at night. Smidgy, very important. There were a lot of good midgies out there. Sunscreen I think I used twice in 5 days. And more snacks. I'm actually amazed how many snacks are still on this bike. So for weight distribution, I really wanted the heaviest stuff to be in the middle and low. And I did the last, I have to warn you before I open this, I did the last segment of the course in 29 hours without stopping, so things are a bit, they got disorganized towards the end. I normally like really clean bags, but that's not the case. Really warm Gore-Tex gloves, headband, buff. Yeah, those things, when you need them fast. All of my cables, battery pack. For the SRAM AXS, I just took loads of spare batteries. They would actually last about 2 days. Hi, honey. Hi. Kept some clear lenses. They're like lab technician goggles. But they were really good when it was raining to have such huge glasses on. Water filter. There's duct tape holding it together. Yeah, I know some people don't filter their water in the Highlands, but they're, oh, you're a big fly. They're always cheap, I think, so I always filter my water. Another set of waterproof gloves. Dirty underwear, might keep those away. Bike pump. These are not all my tools, but this is just the really quick, the multi-tool and some CO2 and some plugs. Never ended up needing the plugs, or the CO2 actually, and I carried a lot of them. But yeah, keeping those really handy. Bags for snacks, which have all been eaten, and most importantly, spork and a little woolly strap in case you ever need one. So the tools that were a bit more time consuming, oh, this is so dirty, I don't want to touch it. Yeah, right on the bottom of the bike is my more heavy proper toolkit. Oh, so dirty. This is my waterproof tool bag. In it, there's spare brake pads. Oh, something's leaked. Batteries, chains, thread and needle, valve remover, extra valves, extra lube. That's the SRAM white tool if your gearing goes out, which thankfully it didn't. More plugs, you can never have enough plugs. Chain tool. I decanted my chain lube into little things. As you can tell, I probably should have used more of this. So yeah, waterproof, very expensive tool bag there. Emergency Cliff Bar, never run out. And then there's just 2 tubes that, again, thankfully are still there. And finally for the frame section is I got a 1 liter water bottle with a side cage. So that was really easy to get to. So dirty. So I did take one of the warmest jackets I actually have. If you get cold, or at least for me, when you get cold, you get really cold. What's this, Lola? Puff jacket. Yeah, the last morning I just packed up really quickly because I knew it was the last sleep, so I just didn't care, so don't judge me. That's my sleeping bag, really, really light. The jacket's about the same size as the sleeping bag. I think it makes more sense to wear your warmth than just how it is sleeping bag, so it makes it a lot easier when your alarm goes off at 4 a.m. to get out of the sleeping bag if you're still going to be warm when you start riding. That's my ground mat, again, really, really light. I'm really disappointed in myself that I still have some of these left. These are kind of carbohydrate mix that I would try to put in my bottles. I find it hard to eat enough on these races, so drinking your calories is a really good help. But yeah, I can't believe I have some left over. And ooh, this is gonna come out. You're right in there. I do normally fold this up. But I didn't bother on the last morning. This is just an emergency bivvy. They're obviously not the best thing in the world because it's just a plastic bag, and if you sleep more than a couple hours you will get condensation. But for just being really lightweight and keeping the wind off of my sleeping bag, and it holds a lot of warmth because they're not breathable at all. Yeah, it's not the poshest sleep you'll ever have in your life, but for being really lightweight, if I had bothered, it does fit in a bag this small, so they are pretty good. So that's what was on the bike, and then I decided to run a backpack. Just because there's so much hike a bike, being able to carry some of the weight on my person rather than on the bike seemed to make quite a lot of sense for me. So in the backpack, most important piece of kit for the Highland Trail is the best Gore-Tex you can possibly afford. Then I would just have a dry bag of my spare layers. That's got my little toiletry and first aid kit, a gilet, really lightweight, a wool t-shirt, that's still really wet, and there were a pair of thermal tights, but they're in the wash, thank goodness. Also, waterproof trousers. Okay. My favorite pieces of kit, headphones, the ones that go kind of over your ear, so if you're worried about safety, they're not noise cancelling and they can't fall off because they got the band, and the battery life was really good, so I got quite a lot of Beyonce hours out of those. More snacks, straps, more snacks. Should have eaten more. And wet wipes, chamois cream. And then just next to me, that pocket would kind of be all Haribo. It's still full of jelly babies. And then my phone would go in there. So just easy to get to. And then side pockets, again, just easy to get to stuff that sometimes have my gloves or sunnies, more Haribo. And yeah, and I waterproofed that backpack before coming, and these bags are fully waterproof, which really helped. So that's everything I took for the Highland Trail. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. And I think Lola and I are going to go wash this bike now.